Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, Icon A5 involved in fatal accident in California. NBAA responds to appeals court's May 4th order in KSMO petition case. EASA publishes a proposal for small drone regulations in Europe. Hello, I'm Laura Hudson. It's May 10th and this is Airborne Unlimited. An accident occurred at just after 0900 local time, Monday on Lake Berryessa in Napa County, California, that fatally injured 2 people. The airplane involved was an Icon A5. The accident site was reportedly inaccessible by land. First responders had to use boats to get to the accident scene. The plane appeared to impact the shoreline between Pleasure Cove Marina and Markley Cove Resort, according to the report. A photo posted online showed the Icon A5 badly damaged along the shore of the lake. The canopy appears to have been separated from the aircraft, and the tail section is broken off and lying at a right angle to the main wreckage. There were 2 people on board the amphibious LSA. Both were employees of Icon. This was the second aviation-related accident in 9 days at the lake. On April 30th, 2 people were slightly injured when the 2003 Glass Star experimental float plane went down while the pilot was practicing touch and goes on the water. ANN will have more information when available. The NBAA has responded to a May 4th order from the U.S. Court of Appeals, delivered in connection with recent actions taken by the association to challenge an agreement between the FAA and the city of Santa Monica, which would restrict or ultimately prohibit aviation access to Santa Monica Airport. Under the terms of the unique, highly questionable agreement announced in January, the city would only be required to keep the historic airfield open through December 31st, 2028. And in the meantime, the city would be authorized to reduce the length of SMO's sole runway to 3,500 feet. NBAA's first filing on the matter sought for the appeals court to review the underlying legality of the agreement between the FAA and Santa Monica. NBAA argues that the FAA failed to follow established procedures when issuing the settlement order, including consideration of its detrimental effects to operators and businesses at the airport and to the national airspace system. The FAA later filed a motion to dismiss that petition. The association's second filing, submitted March 6, requested a stay against the FAA and an injunction against the city of Santa Monica to restrict any near-time efforts to shorten SMO's runway while the court reviews the settlement agreement. After the break, EASA looks at drone regulations.
Continental Motors Group. Manned and unmanned, Continental has been a pivotal part of aviation and aerospace history and wants to be a part of your mission. Gas or diesel, certified or experimental, Continental is investing in your future. www.continentalmotors.aero.
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordebattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.
Welcome back. If you have a story suggestion for Airborne Unlimited, Aero-TV, the new AMA drone report, our website or podcast, just email to news-by@aero-news.net. EASA has released a proposal to regulate the operation of small drones in Europe. All interested parties are welcome to comment this proposal from May 12th until August 12th, 2017. The proposal provides a framework to safely operate drones while allowing the industry to remain agile, to innovate, and continue to grow. The risk posed to people on the ground and to other aircraft, as well as privacy, security, and data protection issues, created by such drones are also taken into account. The proposed regulation defines the technical and operational requirements for the drones. Technical requirements refer, for example, to the remote identification of drones. Operational requirements refer, among others, to geofencing, a system that ensures drones do not enter a prohibited zone. The proposal also addresses the pilot's qualifications. Furthermore, drone operators will have to register themselves, except when they operate drones lighter than 250 grams. For operations that pose higher risks, an operational risk assessment will define the requirements that the operator needs to comply before flying the drone. The proposal also provides special alleviations for people flying model aircraft, which are also drones, to recognize the good safety records in aero modeling. With some 3,000 aero-TV programs webcast to cyberspace, sometimes it can be fun to look back and enjoy some of the places we've seen, the flyers we've met, and the planes we've flown. Here's a look at one of our favorite Aero-TV classic episodes.
The showcase came to be because DeLand realized that they were a recreational airport. They had some land.
The first annual DeLand Sport Aviation Showcase is in the history books, and it appears to be the beginning of a great success story. Our A&N crew was there to cover this first-time event during the first week of November 2016. Search Newest Aero Kid on the Block, DeLand's new sport aviation showcase on Aero-TV's news channel. After these messages, X-37B lands at KSC.
In collaboration with NASC, introducing Sonix Aerospace, bringing you the Taros Group 4 UAS, the redesigned Tiger Shark Block 4, and the Subsonics Twin Jet UAS, all derived from flight-proven manned systems, not concepts, real aircraft. More at sonixaerospace.com.
Let Patrick Neal and Associates provide the legal expertise needed to navigate the commercial UAS industry. Whether it be waivers, exemptions, operational plans, or other issues, we can provide the guidance you need to keep flying and building your successful UAS operation. www.droneattorneys.us.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. The X-37B Orbital Test Vehicle Mission 4, the Air Force's unmanned reusable spaceplane, landed at NASA's Kennedy Space Center Shuttle Landing Facility May 7, 2017. The OTV-4 conducted on-orbit experiments for 718 days during its mission, extending the total number of days spent on orbit for the OTV program to 2,085 days. Gulfstream Aerospace Corporation has reported the third Gulfstream G600 test aircraft successfully completed its first flight. The move comes after the first G600 flight in mid-December 2016. The G600 took off at 8:51 a.m. from Savannah Hilton Head International Airport on May 5th, flying for a total of 4 hours and 35 minutes. The Drone Pilot Field Kit being distributed free by Drone-U is designed to be an important and helpful tool for any serious drone pilot, as it contains documents best suited for handling questions and concerns raised by others not familiar with drone legalities. The Drone Pilot Field Kit contains a combination of documents that every drone pilot should carry with them. Civil Air Patrol Senior Advisory Group has selected 2 CAP members to serve as member-at-large representatives on the organization's Board of Governors. Colonel Brad Lynn, a previous Southeast Region Vice Commander, will join the BOG effective immediately. Colonel Del Newell, Oklahoma Wing Commander, will start his term in August. The first short takeoff vertical landing version of the F-35 or F-35B, assembled outside the United States, rolled out of the final assembly and checkout facility in Italy. The Italian FACO is owned by the Italian Ministry of Defense and is operated by Leonardo in conjunction with Lockheed Martin. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Now let's move on to the rest of the news. No one knows to tax a good thing like California, and in this case, it's the California Franchise Tax Board seeking public comment on a proposal to compute taxes on commercial space transportation companies. The details are bizarre. The board says that it created the proposed rules to give space entrepreneurs confidence that when their still small businesses start to take off, the tax code for the state of California will be ready to accommodate them. We're sure this thrills them to the core. The code would apply to any company that derives at least half of its revenue from space transportation, which is the movement of goods or people above an altitude of 62 miles, and launches from California. California companies that launch from other states, such as Florida or Texas, would not be subjected to the tax. Of course, California is the only state considering such a tax on space launch activities. Well, that's our program for today. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed daily Monday through Friday with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and do check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. See you tomorrow.